can be confusing and overwhelming for so many people. There's so many products, opinions, and treatments on the market for people to choose from. So today in the show, we are going to cut through all the confusion, get really clear on what makes sense, what matters, and how to do it, and all the tips and hacks you need to know about skincare so that you have great skin and you can look great on and off camera. Welcome to Waist Up Wardrobe. I'm Christine Vartanian, an attorney turned personal style expert and image consultant. As the founder of Jade House of Style, I am passionate about unveiling the inner confidence of my clients by developing their personal style and dressing them for success. But is getting dressed up still important in our virtual world? Well, that's where my experience can help with what I call Waist Up Wardrobe. Waist Up Wardrobe is a podcast for all things you need to conduct an outstanding Zoom meeting. It's about how to dress for the camera, but it's not just about the clothes. It's about everything you need to know to show up on brand and professionally for the camera. Join me in the Waist Up Wardrobe studio to discuss how to navigate this virtual world and dominate from behind the desk. Hello, Waist Up Wardrobe Nation. It's great to have you here for yet another episode of Waist Up Wardrobe. We're so delighted that we are on episode 145. I was just talking to Rick, my producer, and my guest about, wow, we have 145 episodes under our belt. That's like almost 3 years of episodes because we do it weekly. So thank you for being here. And know that we are on iTunes, so you can review us, rate us, download us, listen to us, and maybe even follow us. And follow us on YouTube because we also stream the show to YouTube. So we're on all these platforms and we're here at 11:30 every single Thursday without fail. Sometimes we take a break, but it's very rare. And we are live. So it makes it exciting. So any bloopers, they just happen live. So anyway, I also want to say thank you to my super awesome producer, Rick, who's always in the green room, making everything look wonderful and making the whole production seamless. So thank you to him. He might even make an appearance or two today, but who knows, right? We like to keep that a surprise. I like to surprise Rick. But I want to talk to you a little bit about today's show and my guest. So we are going to be talking about skincare and how skincare really is a form of healthcare. And how skin can really give you a sense of how healthy you are. But I'm going to let my guest take that. But let me talk about her a little bit. But I'd like to bring her on because we're going to talk a little bit about her background. Please help me welcome Natalie Bevins to the show. Hi, Natalie.
Hello. How are you? Excited to be here.
Doing great. I'm really excited to dig deep into this topic because for me, I know I'm going to learn a lot. And I know it's a really, it's a topic that people get confused about because there's so many options and things happening in the marketplace around the idea of how to take care of your skin. So you're an esthetician, and is that correct?
Yep.
Yeah. And so give me a little bit of your background and how you came to fall into this line of work.
So I've been an esthetician for about 20 years and I'm dating myself, but I was in my 20s when I just kind of broke out with acne all over. And for me and my limited knowledge of skincare and kind of just overall health, I was very confused. And I thought it just kind of showed up overnight. And so my personality is to really just dive in. And so I started like researching and reading and anything that I could find that pertained any way, shape, or form to acne. I was like trying it. I was doing what everybody said. To the point that if I would go into a store and they had skincare products, I would be searching the aisles and looking. And if the bottle said acne, I would buy it and I would use it because in my head, I was thinking, I have acne. It says acne. It's going to work for my acne, right? And then, of course, I was so confused, which this is where I know so many women are in whatever situation they have. They're so confused and everybody's giving you information. And I was trying everything. But the problem is I didn't know how to filter the information from my skin. And so then this kind of led me to becoming an esthetician. And at first, it started as a journey just for me to figure out what was going on with me and why I had this, because I'd never had problems in the past. It just showed up and I was like, So from there, it's just grown into a complete love of helping women and men understand like what is happening to their skin and how to fix it, and to be able to filter all of that information we are bombarded with to their own skin and figure out what it is they actually need. And because you don't need everything, not everybody needs everything. So that's kind of how I got to where I am.
Yeah. So it was, like many people when they go into a line of work, it's often because they have their own story that led them that way, right? They've struggled in some way with what it is that they serve people with. So I think that's very interesting. And so you currently are a practicing esthetician. So tell us what you specialize in, like what you do for your clients.
Yeah, you bet. So I do stuff, obviously with clients hands-on, but a lot of my business is actually online. And I have a program that we can walk women and men through their skin issues, no matter how big or how small it is, and they learn about their skin. And so the goal is, and the outcome is they've learned about their skin. And I don't need everybody to learn about all skin. Nobody needs to become a master esthetician like I am. Like, that's not what I'm asking you. But what you need to do is understand your skin and what it's trying to communicate to you, and understand how it's interacting with your body, so that as you go forward, you'll know how to take care of your skin properly. You'll know, if you've done something, you know what's going to happen to your skin. You can correlate things and triggers, and you'll know what to use on your skin kind of overall. So you're not dependent on listening and trying this and trying that. And it's, so many things that we all do as women and men, looking for the perfect answer. But this way, I teach you and guide you how to understand your own very individual skin.
Yeah. Well, I love that. It's like a mentorship program almost for
Yeah.
skincare, right?
Yeah. It
Yeah.
basically is. Yeah.
And I imagine it becomes very customized because everybody's so different, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that is a great I think that's a great service to want. Like, I would want that. That sounds like something that everybody should really pay attention to, especially people who are always wondering.
Yeah.
So before we actually get started with the real meat and potatoes and questions, I just have this thing where I want my audience to know a little bit about you on a little more personal level, away from all the business stuff. So I'm gonna ask you some this and that questions.
Sure.
Okay, cats or dogs?
Dog.
Oh, do you have one?
I do.
Tell us about him or her.
His name is Milo, and he is gigantic. The other day we took him to the river, and this little girl was like, "Oh my gosh, that's a dog. I thought it was a bear." So he's huge, but yeah, sweet little boy.
What kind of dog is he?
You know what? He is a mix, and we got him actually from somebody else, and so I don't know. I know he's two war dog breeds, but that's the extent of my knowledge for him.
He's like a bear. That's all.
Yes, he should.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I have a dog, and he's a poodle mix. He's a Cavapoo, and he looks like a baby bear. He looks like a cub. So
Yes,
anyway,
cute.
no, dogs are just special. They're really special.
Yeah.
The movie or the book? Which one would you prefer?
Probably I don't know. That's hard. I like to read the book and then watch the movie. So I guess the book, because they usually have way more detail.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just more work to read the book.
Yeah, that's true.
You're one of those people that loves the book and is not ashamed to admit it. No, that's awesome. Natural makeup or a lot of makeup?
Natural.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, clearly, I kind of understand why you would say that. And finally, Zoom filter or no filter?
No filter.
Okay, well, I'm sure we practice what we preach here. So let's really get into the work that you do, because we really want to give the audience a lot of information to kind of take home and put into action. And I wanted to just start with saying that I have this philosophy that skincare is healthcare. And I think you kind of have the same philosophy from what I've read about you. And maintaining healthy skin is more than just putting on moisturizer twice a day, right? So can you give us your thoughts about kind of like in general, what maintaining your skin really should entail? I know it could be a very broad question, but let's just do like a summary, and just give us an idea.
You bet. Yes, I 100% agree that skincare is healthcare. Your skin is an organ. It is the largest organ of your body, and it's trying to function like an organ. And when it is healthy, that means the organ is healthy. You get that healthy glow. You feel good. You feel like your skin looks good. That's because your organ is healthy. And so that's what I'm always trying to help my clients understand and get to that point that your skin is not aesthetics. It's not how just visual. It's actually an organ, and it is a part of a whole system. Your body is all working together. So it's really, really important to recognize that. And sometimes that can be the key for you to getting that glowing, healthy skin, and get over those issues that you're having, is for you to connect that dot and make that connection, as far as it's an organ and it's not just something I'm trying to put on topically and fix it. For overall health of your skin, it definitely starts inside. I always take a two-part approach. It's topical. You definitely have to be doing your great stuff topically, but it's inside too. If you're not taking care of your skin internally, your diet and exercise and your emotions, all of those, if you're out of balance there, your skin will reflect that. And so the same with topical. If you are using incorrect products, if you don't know what you're using, if you're not using anything at all, your skin will reflect that as well. So it's a two-part approach is how I take it.
Yeah. And, it's interesting because I think that, the way that how healthy you are or what's going on inside kind of can be reflected on your skin, right? So if you're imbalanced inside, that will show up on the surface of your skin. Like when teenagers go through puberty, there's all sorts of hormones going on, and you see it on their skin, right? The acne. When women are going through hormonal stages, you get, so it's so interesting because it's absolutely makes sense that you have to take care of the inside because that reflects out on the outside. It's almost like the symptoms show up on the
Yeah.
outside, right?
Yes,
And
exactly. They do.
yeah, and your skin is sort of an indication of how healthy everything is. Would you agree?
Yes, yes. I'm always telling my clients it's a little window of what's happening on the inside.
Yeah, yeah, it really is. So tell me a myth that people think about when it comes to their skin, if there is one.
There is one. There's several. There's a lot.
Tell me.
One that comes to mind is more is better. So more as far as creams and topicals, more as far as active ingredients.
Mm,
Like for an example, I have helped clients that are using Retin-A, but as they come to me, I'm talking to them and finding out like, okay, how are you using these products? And tell me about your regimen. And I find out they're using it morning and night every single day. And so more in that case is not better. That's actually causing problems. Like you can over exfoliate, you can overuse active ingredients. And so I think that's a big myth that we have, that, let's pile on AHAs and retinoids and like anything we can, all these active ingredients, let's pile it on because it's going to look better, right? Well, it's not. It's going to start causing issues and cause problems because you're going to go too far that way. So definitely there is a moderation when it comes to skincare.
right. And everybody's different. It's like there's no cookie cutter here. There's no one size fits all.
No,
That's why what you do
no.
is so valuable,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
they're for sure. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, you
sorry,
because
there's a little
everybody
lag. Yes, it's so important to take. Go ahead.
you go.
I was just going to say it's so important to take into consideration like your skin tone, your skin texture, your skin issues, your skin concerns, because that's one thing I address. And I always tell my clients, like as I'm seeing them, if something doesn't bother you and there's no health, deterrent or anything to it, there's no health problem, then I say don't worry about it. Like if you have some redness through your cheeks and it's not bothering you, then don't focus on it. Don't worry about it because there's so many issues out there and there's so much we can be stressed about, don't add to it. And so that's why I would say your skin concerns, because maybe as I'm looking at you, maybe I'll think, oh, maybe she's concerned about this or that, but it doesn't matter what I think you're concerned about. It's a matter of what you think you're concerned about. And so not only are you taking into consideration all of those things, your tone, your texture, your type, all of that, you also have to take into consideration your diet, your lifestyle, your emotions as well. And then your environment that you live in is also, those all take a big chunk as far as how I pick. And it's so individual. And I always tell people, when you're done with me and we give you a regimen, your regimen is so individualized that not even your mom will have the same one. Like, it's very specific to your skin because it's so individual, your skin is.
Yeah. So it's interesting, just my experience with like skincare, right? I didn't really start using a lot of makeup until maybe my 30s, right? Before I had, I just didn't like to wear a lot of makeup. And but I also was, when it came to skincare, I was always so overwhelmed by so many products. It's like somebody would tell me this is a great product, somebody else would tell me this is a great product. You go to the store, they tell you this is a great product. And I was like, you know what? It's just like vitamins. Like, there's so many options. Like, I'm gonna do none of them. So I really never took, like, I
Yes.
never really mindfully and intentionally had a skincare ritual until maybe about 5 years ago. And that put me in my late 40s. So it's like, it was quite late, but I was so
Yeah.
overwhelmed by the number of products out there that everybody had an opinion about what is right and what
Yeah.
is what you have to do. So I really didn't start paying attention to my skin until, like in the last 5 years, which is kind of unheard of. Like, when I went in for my first facial last month, ever, my first facial ever. And
Oh,
the
good.
the
Good.
yeah, and the facialist said, "You've never had a facial?" I'm like, "Well, the thing is, like, I don't know if it really does anything." I just never
You're not sure.
I'd rather go get a massage. I can feel the impact. So anyway, but I'm a
Yeah.
total believer now because actually it felt really, really good. And she did all her cleansing things and recommended what I should do. But it is overwhelming. And so my question then, after all that, my question is, for people like me who are like overwhelmed by the number of products that you feel like, oh, this is a gimmick, that's a gimmick. I mean, you know, hydrochloric acid, moisturizer, scrub, exfoliator, whatever. I was using soap for my face, and that will mortify you. I know. So tell me, like, an easy, like, what if somebody, and I know everybody's so different, but it is overwhelming. How do you get
Yeah.
past overwhelm so that you can actually create a routine for yourself?
You are not alone. Like, it is completely overwhelming. And I know if you are concerned about your skin at all, the hours that we spend searching and, scrolling down the internet and YouTube videos and books and things, just like I did in the beginning, because I didn't know. And so it is very overwhelming. Every time you walk into a store, there's aisles of skincare. If you turn on your phone and you're scrolling Instagram, you're going to see this Instagrammer or this guru telling you what you should use and what they love. And it is completely overwhelming. It really, really is. And so a lot of people do what you did. Just, okay, never mind. I'm not going to do anything because I don't know what to do. So forget it all.
Yeah.
Don't waste that brain space. Like, just quit. But really what I recommend is get some help, because this is not something that, like, it sounds like something we should know. It's skin that we're living in, right? We should know our bodies. We should know what our skin needs. But the reality is we don't. We are not educated in that, and that's fine. You don't have to be. Just get some help, and so that your regimen is very tailored to you. And what I find with that is it actually saves you money, because you're not buying this and trying this and you don't like this and you use a pump of this and then you don't like it, or it smells weird, or it felt funny, or made you break out. Like, so many reasons you stop using your products that you've randomly grabbed. So get some help with that. And then for me, what I always recommend, the bare minimum, because I know people are like you, they don't want a lot. They just want the bare minimum, and they just want something they're going to actually do. And sometimes they just need a little help in the direction I've found with women. that a lot of times they don't like doing their skincare. They don't enjoy it. They don't want to do it. And it's more of a chore. And so, with that, if you get the correct products that you know is for your skin and that you know you're going to use the entire bottle of that and reorder because you loved it, it changes your perspective and you actually enjoy doing your skincare. But the four things that I always recommend is the very basic is you're going to cleanse, moisturize, exfoliate a couple times a week, 1 to 2 again, depending on your skin, and then sunscreen every single day. So those are the basics. And of course, like you said, and like I've said, is it's very individual, and I would tailor it to whatever your skin needs at the time that it needs it. So
Okay.
yeah, those are the basics.
Let's unpack that because there's
Okay.
a lot of good information there. I'm going to ask you some quick, short questions, and I'm very curious about these, so that's why I want to hone in on them. Why not wash your face with soap?
Because soap, the pH level of the soap is lower or higher than your skin. So, depending on the soap, obviously, most of the time it's going to be higher. And so, it's stripping what is called an acid mantle, which is your protective barrier on your skin. And your skin, that helps your skin keep in the moisture, keep out invaders. So, if you are washing your face morning and night with bar soap, you're stripping that off, and it takes it 8 hours to repair and replenish that. And if you just keep doing it and keep doing it, you're basically removing that protective barrier over and over and over. So you really want to make sure that you're keeping that on and that you're keeping it in a really healthy state. It's all about balance, and your skin wants to be at a certain pH level, and that barrier helps it stay there. And so that it can function, like I said, it's going to keep the hydration in, keep the good things in, and let the bad things out, and stop the bad things from coming in.
Okay. So that's why you have to use a specialized cleanser that recommended
Yes.
by your professional, right? Because that
Yes.
soap is just we now just proved that it's not the right thing to do. I used to do that and it's bad. So we just established that. So sunscreen. I have been really bad about that in my past, and I actually do see like some of these sunspots, and now I'm like it scares me. So we know it's important. Once you've got a little bit of the evidence of that, let me ask you this actually first. Do sunspots, these like freckly things, do they show up no matter what as you mature? Or is it because you've exposed yourself to the sun? Because I don't know if that just happens because of age.
Yeah, it's mostly those kinds. If they're just the individual ones and they're not symmetrical on both sides of the face, then it is from the sun. And it is usually from very prior damage, like 20s, 30s, things like that.
Wow. Wow. That's so interesting. So, is it too late once you've seen some of those things to really start using the sunscreen? So you just like say, okay, I guess something about it. I mean, I don't know. These are real questions. You know what I mean?
Just toss in the towel. No, don't ever toss in the towel. No, I don't ever feel like it's ever too late. Like, even if you had been, 20 years later and then began your skincare, I don't ever think it's too late, because like I said, your skin's an organ and it's trying to serve you. And so if you finally are like, oh, wait a minute, let's take care of this organ, that's perfect. Start whenever you make that connection. And I think that's great.
Yeah.
But yeah, sunscreen is really important for a lot of reasons. Obviously, skin cancer, you want to prevent from that. But the sunspots, all of that. But it is actually, the sun is responsible for 80 to 90% of your premature aging. So you want to really make sure that you're putting the sunscreen on to prevent that. And no matter, like you said, start now. If you're not good at it, start now, and you'll start preventing a little bit more.
Yeah. And what I've learned is that all sunscreens are not created equal. Is that true?
Yeah, no, they're not. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot. And there's a lot. That's, again, something that's very overwhelming. There is a lot of sunscreens out there as well.
Well, one of the things that I think I've kind of concluded is the thing to do is, and I don't know, you might have a different opinion, is that it's important to have a sunscreen that has zinc in it. Is that correct? Is that true, or is that not that? Would you
So
say?
there's two kinds of sunscreen. You've got your physical sunscreen and then you've got your chemical sunscreen. The physical one is the ones that are going to have the zinc in it and the titanium oxide and stuff like that. Those are what there's some pros and cons to each one. The pros and cons to the physical is you're going to put it on and it's what it does is it's going to reflect the rays. I mean, styes have come out, they absorb a little bit, but mostly their job is to reflect the skin rays. And they are a physical, actual physical product. So it's just going to sit on the skin. And so the negative to this is if you touch your face or you put a shirt on or you rub your face with a towel or anything like that, it's going to move it and it's not going to be in the same area. And then the other negative to it is if you are in the darker skin tone, you're going to get that white to gray cast, which nobody likes, right? So then the chemical sunscreen, those are still really great as well. I don't, most of the time I just pick depending on what the client needs. It's not so much of there's a good or a bad, but the chemical is actually going to digest the skin, the sun's rays. So it will go into your skin, it absorbs in and it will digest the rays, the damaging rays. Now, the negative to that is if you are sensitive, if you're really highly sensitive or you are sensitized, like you've been using the bar soap and you're stripping that barrier over and over, your skin will become sensitized. And so you might have some reactions and irritations to that. But it is really good for if you are a darker skin tone because it won't create that cast on your skin. So there's a lot of pros and cons to each. You just kind of have to decide, which one you fit better.
So when you say chemical sunscreen, do you mean like the sprays or what do you mean by chemicals? Because I know the physical ones are like the lotions, right?
They actually both can be in either form. It's just a matter of what the actual ingredients in the product are. So that's what it is. The physical ones, a lot of times you'll see in the powder, but you can see it in creams as well and sprays.
Ah, interesting. Okay. Wow. Well, this is a real education, and this is I'm really fascinated by this whole piece because it's something that we all deal with. But your focus is a lot on women. Does this all apply to men as well? Because as men mature, they get a little if they get a little wrinkly or a little gray, they look more rugged. It seems like it doesn't aesthetically, it's not as much an issue, but of course there's the sun damage and all that. So tell me if these things apply to gentlemen as well.
Yes, 100%. 100% apply to men as well. I just have mostly worked with women because that's who's mostly worried about this type of thing as well. I mean, men, they use a bar soap and then they go for the day. Like, so until they become aware, of course, I work with men. Of course, men need sunscreen. I just always say women because that's my majority of my audience.
Well, I was living like a man. I was washing my face with soap and not putting sunscreen on or whatever. But Rick, my producer, we want his opinion. I want to know what he does for skincare, if anything. So Rick, come on down and tell us what you think about, men and skincare.
I don't really care. I mean, I'm like most guys. They're showering, just wash your face in the shower. Not a big deal. I'm a golfer. I am a golfer, so I do put sunscreen on.
Good.
Yeah. But other than that,
See, so it's important for men, but essentials, Natalie, they put the sunscreen on. That is like the most important thing anyway. So thank you for that, Rick. I know.
Glad I could share. Glad I could contribute.
Yes, I told you. I promised I'd put you on the spot. So I guess I wouldn't be able to ask. I don't think it's an appropriate question for me to ask you what products are best because it is very individualized, correct? Because you wouldn't be able to like recommend a particular product, or would you? Is there something that's universally really great that you love to use with your clients?
No, I wouldn't say there's anything specific I use with everybody. That it just really doesn't work like you said. It just doesn't work like that. I can't say this. Everybody go and get this product. Even if
Yeah.
it was a sunscreen, everybody go get this sunscreen. And of course, I work with my own line of product that I love, and so of course I'm going to be biased to that. But
No.
yeah, as far as just saying this product, everybody go get. There really is not one for everybody. It is, yeah.
I respect that. I mean, I think that that makes a lot of sense, especially in an area where it has a lot to do with like the person, their emotions, what they're going through, what their
Yeah.
diet is, how much are they hydrating, and all, and how much sun
Yeah.
exposure they have. So there's so many different factors that come into play. I'm a real proponent of sort of the compound effect, where baby steps or mini feats can help you achieve better, like long lasting habits. And that's what I did with myself, because I had such a hard time getting into the ritual of using skincare. Same with vitamins. For some reason, those two areas, like the vitamin industry also has a lot of things, and what do you need, what you don't need. People say you need this, and people say you need that. It's like, okay, I'm not doing that then. But I started doing it. I started by the things that, like, my doctor said I needed, right? Vitamin D. I needed vitamin D. So I started with that. Then I added something because I felt like my hair was thinning. So I added biotin. So I'm trying to do mini feats, and same thing with skincare. So like I started when I went to the facialist, I got a facial, but I also, before that, I was starting to do, cleansing, and then the moisturizing and the sunscreen, and trying to stick to those steps. So tell me, when you're working with clients, do you have a philosophy, or I mean, if they just wanted like 1, 2, 3 steps, is that possible to just get started, or is it all or nothing?
No, for sure. I mean, getting started small, if that's what you can do, that's great. That's great. I mean, it's better than not doing anything. And so, yeah, definitely start tiny steps. And as you were saying, it's tiny steps that are actually going to make the biggest difference in your skin. And being
Mm.
consistent with doing those small things is what's really going to help your skin overall. 80% of the improvement of your skin is going to be home care. And so you can come see me and I can do these amazing treatments on you. But if you're not doing anything home care, you kind of just back it up again. And so really, really important to overall tiny steps. And yeah, if you can just start with a moisturizer, start with a moisturizer. If you can only start with a cleanse, start with a cleanse. But of course, it is going to be better once you get the whole regimen, but start where you can.
Yeah, you wanna be able to, like, do it, right? For me, it's like I wanna be able to wrap myself around it and be able to actually see it through. So if I have 2 steps, I start with 2 steps, and I do that consistently for a while, then I add a 3rd step. That works just the way I, get
Yeah.
into habit. But, every show, we wrap up with some key things where we summarize the show, and I always want to know from the guests, like, if there's one takeaway on this topic that you would really like the audience to take away, what would that one really important takeaway be?
I think it would be that your skin is an organ and it is trying to serve you. And so when you are getting those issues, it's trying to communicate to you. And it's not just what's happening on the outside, it's very much what's happening on the inside. And so listen to your body, listen to your skin. It's all connected and it's all trying to help you.
Yeah, I love this idea that the skin is communicating with you about the health of what's going on inside. So that's a really good thing to remember. Do you have a tip or two to share with the audience? I know we've talked about a lot of tips, but is there a tip or two that are easy, practical?
Yes, for sure. A couple, I'll just give you, these are more internal. These are things you can just start doing right now. Your body is made up of water and protein. Make sure you are internalizing that you're getting your protein, no matter your eating style. Get your protein, get your water. Your body cannot physically function if it does not have all of the proper components to make it function, and your skin is going to reflect that. And then my second thing is, remember your emotions are very connected to your skin. And so try to de-stress, try to practice breathing and things that will help you de-stress and calm, because it will reflect in your skin.
Yeah, who would have thought your emotions are tied to the health of your
Yeah.
skin, right? But it is about health and well-being, and that makes a lot of
Yeah.
sense. Is there a
Yeah.
tool or anything like that that you can suggest for the audience? I know you have a special gift for the audience with the hashtag Skin Glow and Shine. And can you tell us what that is as the tool that we can offer them?
Yeah, you bet. So it's actually two pieces. I have a guide that will help you through improving your skin. And again, these are tiny things that you can start today in your home. You don't need anything special. And they will just kind of slowly, like incremental steps, improve your skin overall. And it talks topically, internally, all of those little things that can help you. And then I also have my 5 secrets to improving acneic skin as well. So you can get both of those.
Awesome. And we'll put that link in the comments with your permission so that people can actually access that. And if you can't find the link, make sure you put in the hashtag Skin Glow and Shine, and we'll get that to you. And you can connect with, if you want to connect with Natalie, you can put in the hashtag so you guys can connect. It'd be a great way to connect further. And finally, an action item. I know you told us about the water and the protein. Anything else people can do right away to kind of get this whole ritual building started?
I think when you are doing your cleansing, your moisturizing, anything like that, don't just like grab the soap, wash your face, rinse off, go. Like it's not a chore. Make sure that you're really mindful of what you're doing, that you're cleansing your skin, that you're doing something good for yourself. And it really can change. I've seen it change so many things in clients, and it sounds odd, but it actually it's slowly doing that and understanding that you're doing it for your skin, you're doing a self-love practice, can start to change your confidence in yourself actually. So really be mindful of what you are doing to your skin. Be present in that moment.
It's that body mind connection. That is, I love that. I love that when you are doing it, don't do it as a chore, just to something to check off your list, but you're doing it mindfully so you feel the cleansing and you feel what you're doing and you're feeling the nurturing that you're offering yourself, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
beautiful.
Wonderful. Natalie, it was wonderful to have you here. I hope that how we can reach you, or can people reach you through the link that we put in where you offered
Yes.
okay, great. So if you want to reach and connect with Natalie, you know how to do it. This will always live in the comments for you to reach out to her. And with the hashtag Skin Glow and Shine, she can know that maybe you want to connect with her, and you can get the downloadable that she's offering. And there you have it. That is the Waist Up Wardrobe weekly wrap up. And we're here every Thursday at 11:30 without fail, live Pacific time, to bring you a new fresh show about how you can show up on brand and put your best face and foot forward. How is that?
It's good. Good. It was great. Thank you. You're a great host.
Thank you, thank you. It was great to have you, and you're very good at being interviewed. It was really fun. You have a great voice. Where are you located, Natalie?
I'm in Canada.
You're in Canada, okay, but you do things virtually, right? Everywhere.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. Exactly.
Okay, how was that for you? Any comments? Any constructive advice? How did the process go for you?
Great. You guys are all very professional, and I appreciate that you were on time and very ready to go. I've done a few of these, and you have been the most organized. So thank you.
Oh, I really appreciate it considering I got you the script like an hour before the show. Usually I try not to do that, but anyway, well, it was a pleasure getting to know you. I have been interviewing a lot of guests that I have met through Podmatch. I understand you're no longer on Podmatch.
Yeah, I'm not on there.
Yeah, but I think that's how I found you. So
Yes.
I just am meeting so many great individuals, and I'm kind of, you know, everything about entrepreneurship and just self-care and just up leveling. So I want to be put a community together just from all these people that I've met, and I'm kind of trying to formulate an email to send it out to some of the people that thought it was a good idea and they'd want to connect with other entrepreneurs and people that have been on my show. Would that be something you're interested in? Can I send you an email just to see if you would be interested in kind of creating this community together?
Yes, I would love to. That
Yeah.
sounds perfect. I'm always looking for business entrepreneur people like me and you that are in the same space. So I love that. Yes.
Awesome. So my goal is to, I've probably proposed this to my last guests of like the last probably 3 months, and I haven't done it yet because I wanted to see the consensus of what people thought. Is that just another thing to do? But because of the quality of the guests, just the knowledge, the expertise has been so great. I really feel like there could be synergy in terms of partnerships, in terms of just referrals, in terms of us educating just the masses in different areas. And collaborating and masterminding together. So I feel like it's a very great group of people I'm putting together. So then you find an email. It will just still ask your permission if you want to be part of it. I was thinking of putting everybody in Circle, that new platform but it's kind of like, I don't know, it might be too complicated for me right now, but I might just put everybody in a Facebook group, a private one, and then we can kind of take it from there and see and let it grow organically,
Yeah, I like that. That's a great idea. I love that.
Perfect. All right. It was a pleasure meeting you, Natalie.
Nice to meet you. And Rick as well.
Yes. And this show will live on here, evergreen. You can access it through my YouTube channel. You can access it on Facebook at Waist Up Wardrobe. So, if you wanted to refer anybody to, if they were asking you questions that you think our show was relevant to the answers, then, please send them our way and I'll be promoting it too and promoting the replay and so forth. So. All right.
Perfect.
Well,
do you guys
nice
promote it
meeting
on social media at all?
Yeah, I on Instagram and mainly on Instagram because I use Instagram heavily, but I'll promote it. Like I promoted it a little bit yesterday. I should have really pre-promoted it earlier, but I did yesterday on Instagram. And are you on Instagram? Can we connect there maybe?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Just tag me and then I can repost everything.
Okay, great. And what's your Instagram?
The Fordham Beauty.
Oh, okay, it's right there.
Yeah.
The
Fordham Beauty. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll connect with you there. And then sometimes I'll take the show 3 months down the line and I will post it again and promote it because these are evergreen. The idea is that it's not just a minute in time. This is a kind of universal topic. So, all right.
I love that.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay.
You guys have a great day.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks,
Bye-bye.
Natalie. Nice meeting you.
Hey, how are you?
I am good. Let me just clean up this screen here.
Let's do the speedy so I can.
Yep. Okay.
And I have made a vow that I'm going to get you the next thumb tomorrow. Wouldn't that be
wow,
nice?
that's a stretch, but okay.
Oh, well, it's me. Yeah, no, I think I can do it. I can do it.
Yeah, it's you. It's just you, so that's easy.
When it's just me, it makes life that much easier. But
that's the fall thing, the fall show.
Yeah. Okay.
Easy peasy. All right. Just so you know, you may be noticing a lag. I see a little bit of a lag watching watching here, but I'm also monitoring it on YouTube. And there's no lag on YouTube. So I think there's just a feedback lag when you're actually viewing yourself.
Oh, okay.
But online, there's no lag at all. Everything's smooth. The lips are in sync with everybody,
Mhm.
movements, responses. So I think because there was a little bit of a lag, that's why there was a pause with Natalie answering you,
Mhm.
um, in that. But it wasn't really that evident. Watch just monitoring it on YouTube.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
I noticed it the whole time. I didn't know what
Mhm.
was going on, but it's fine. I mean, we managed through it. It's not a big
Yeah.
deal. It
Yeah.
happens, right?
Yeah.
We're dealing with technology, so I
Yeah.
learned that so from
Yeah.
you. Okay.
Okay. Let's see here. I'm gonna mute and then you can go.
Okay. Skincare can be overwhelming and confusing to so many people, but skincare is healthcare and it's really important to really take care of your skin. In episode 145 of Waist Up Wardrobe, Putting Your Best Face Forward, we dive deep with our guests to talk about why skincare is so important, what to do to take care of your skin, and all the clear the all right.
You almost had it.
I should do it from the beginning, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I would. That way it's cleaner.
Yeah, okay. By the way, last one was like almost 2 minutes, so I need to
Yeah.
figure out how I'm gonna start, like, making sure I'm not over, so anyway, whatever, it's fine.
I think it's well, a couple things. So it's a shorter question in the beginning
Mhm.
and then just dig right into it, but skim it more because you
Okay.
start,
I start
where it
getting
bogs you down, you start getting too detailed, you know.
Mhm. Always. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Okay. Skincare is healthcare, but skincare can be confusing and overwhelming. And in episode 145 of Waist Up Wardrobe, Putting Your Best Face Forward, I dig deep with our guest into how to take care of your skin so that you can show up with your best face forward.
Good.
Better?
Good.
Okay.
Good. Good. Yep. All right. Part two.
Okay. In episode 145, the Waist Up Wardrobe weekly wrap up in a nutshell boiled down to this. The main takeaway was don't overuse products. Less is more. I know it can be overwhelming out there with all the products on the market, but consult an expert because that will be way cheaper and more efficient if you did so. Some tips that our guest left us with are can I start from some tips?
Yeah, that's fine.
The problem is I can't see now that I wear these glasses and I know. So ridiculous. And I don't see my notes. Okay. Okay. Select. Organ. Some tips that our guest left us with is remember, your skin is an organ and it is your biggest organ and it communicates with us. If internally you're not healthy, it will show up on your skin. So, some of the things you need to do to take care of yourself internally is hydrate really well and eat your protein. Those are two things that contribute to your diet internally that will show up on your skin. A tip, I want to say a tool. Can I start there?
Yeah.
A really great tool is what our guest offered that you can go to the Facebook page and download her what was it she gave? Her guide, her free guide to great skin. Okay. A great tool our guest offered was her free guide to how to take care of your skin and have great skin. So go to the Facebook page, download it, and use it as a guide. And finally, action item. And finally, action item. Remember, when you start creating a ritual to take care of your skin, don't make it a chore. Don't make it something you just check off your list. Enjoy it. Tell yourself that you're nurturing yourself and taking care of yourself as you do it so that you can feel really great about the self-care feature that you're doing to be. Okay, I'll start over again with that. Finally, an action item that she recommended is don't do your ritual fast. Don't make it a chore. Make it something that you get to enjoy because this is what you're doing to nurture yourself from the inside out and take care of yourself. And remember, skincare is healthcare.
Oh,
Did that work?
okey-dokey. You good with that?
I'm good with that. Are you good? Did
You're good with
it sound okay?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it sounds fine.
Okay,
All right,
good.
hold on. Let me